So here at SCC, our vision is connecting people to God and each other. You guys have heard that before. That's nothing new. We have so many great ways that we connect with each other on our property, our fishing, our CLC, our basketball courts, our lunches. But at the foundation of all of that, it's connecting with God, it's discipleship. And the ways that we go about doing that is when we come in here together and we worship, we prepare our hearts for God's word that Kenny and Mark are going to be bringing. They challenge us to go out to make a difference, to impact our community, and to take God's word with us. A couple of new things that we've introduced this year. One, our reading plans. This is huge. It's so important to have a good, healthy habit of reading your Bible every single day. Another thing that we introduced this week is our baptism training. So often people make emotional decisions, or maybe somebody told you that you had to get baptized, and so you decided to do it, but they're not really completely sure what they're getting into. So we want to make sure that you have a full understanding of what you're saying yes to. So these are a couple of new things that we've introduced to help further our spiritual growth as a church. Now, here are a couple of things from you guys on how the worship and the sermons and the discipleship have impacted your lives.
The most impactful series for me this past year has been the marriage series. My husband and I took a lot from that series and have implemented it into our marriage, getting ready for baby and everything. We applied the better communication that he was talking about, and we applied the just taking time for us and communicating better with each other and getting better at that. And it's really made a difference, and it was very, very impactful in our lives.
The baptism has impacted me greatly. More on fire for the Lord. I don't know how to explain it. My life's just so much better.
One thing this last year that was really cool for myself and for my wife and for my family is when we got to dedicate our second daughter, Mackenzie. It was just really cool seeing the church come together and pray for my daughter. And just that was very impactful, because just surrounded by all these people who love Jesus and just equally praying for my daughter and loving for my daughter, wanting her to grow up and love Jesus the same. It was just a really cool experience.
So the Mexico mission trip, it really helps you put into perspective the blessings that we have here in America compared to the blessings that they have there in Mexico, because just our daily living is so completely different than what they have. And it just really impacts your life, and you want to go back every year to help more neighborhoods and more families and the kids in the neighborhood that you get to bless with playing and having new experiences with them.
Humbling to know how much we have compared to them, like the luxury of being able to flush a toilet or drinking water out of the sink, and just knowing that you're able to connect them to God. It's just real humbling.
So the trip really helps your spiritual growth, because you're not only just building a house for them, but you're also telling them about Jesus and trying to teach the kids about Jesus so that they can go around and teach others about it, as well as we did like a mini Bible club one night, and we taught them dance moves that we have here with our youth group. The songs, we tried to sing them in English and teach them. It didn't go so well, but we, of course, just love getting to spend time with the children and trying to tell them about Jesus so that they can spread the word once we're gone.
It was nice because we had a whole lot more kids than we were expecting. We had like 20 kids show up, and we were only expecting like 5. So we sat and we made bracelets with them, and we just talked to them, and it was nice to be able to get to know them.
Kenny's marriage series has been really impactful for our family. I feel like a lot of tips that he gave during the series was really important, and we actually had real discussions about some of the questions that he had us ask one another. We really enjoyed the Lego pieces that we were all given during the series as well, and we're still using those to this day. So I will say that was very impactful, and it's kind of fun.
Okay, we're so glad we come into SCC, that we get here and everybody's so friendly and nice, and we have at the end of the sermon we have 1 minute of quality worship time, and we really enjoy that. We get to meet the new people, then we'll go have lunch with them, and it's really is endearing, and helps when you see the people come for the first time and you meet them. Then they go over to eat lunch, and you get to sit down and talk to them. It helps you know that the church is growing. Thank you.
church is just like what Brother Kenny says, fun. I never thinking always church is fun because we think church is always just holy, but actually I come to this church, I realize that church is fun because even worship fun and eating, greeting, and also it's visit the people 1 minute quality time. It's awesome, everything, you know. The first time I'm not used to, but now I cannot live without this church. We love this church so much.
What an incredible year for South Kids and for Connect. I can tell you every single Sunday we have about 90 kids that come into this building, and that's because we have an amazing group of volunteers that come in each Sunday and they're passionate about sharing the love of Christ. This summer we had Vacation Bible School, which was an overall success. We had a great response from our community with a great VBS week. This year, South Community students became Connect, and that was a great rebrand for us because our students had ownership of something new, a new name, something to share with their friends about what we're doing in the student ministry. I can tell you that our ministries have been blessed with South Kids and Connect, and it was because of you. Here are some of your thoughts and your feelings about South Kids and Connect.
Well, we have went to many churches, and every time we would go, my older kids would say they didn't like it, they didn't feel a part of it, they just felt like strangers there. And as soon as we came here, they loved it. They wanted to come back over and over again because they said they instantly felt like it was their family.
So students this year has meant really a lot to me because school has been super stressful, and whenever I need to talk about anything like going on in my life, I know that I can count on my SEC students family, and you know, they all just kind of surround you with love no matter what's going on in your life, and they always support you, and I think that's really great. So we started Connect groups this year, and we split up in different groups and we do fun events together like once a month, and we just kind of connect with each other and learn more about each other and how we can help each other in their everyday lives. Connect groups has been important to me because I feel like I can share more in my little group than with the big group. And like anytime I have like a big test or something, they always text me and like ask me how it went or if I was feeling good about it, and it just makes me feel really loved.
I think Memphis is really impactful on me because whenever we all get together in our little circle, it's like for some reason somehow we all just feel closer and we all bond throughout the whole entire trip, and I feel like I'm able to just like share a lot, and it's just like you're able to get a lot off your chest and everybody's really just loving. Something you want to tell your friends whenever you come back and everything.
Okay, so Heather and I have been at SEC for a few years now, and we've really gotten involved in the student ministry, our Connect on Wednesday nights, and it's been just great to see the kids grow up. They grow up physically every year, but they are growing spiritually as well, and it's awesome for Heather and I to be part of that, to see this growth, and to know that we're having an impact on the future of the church and on the future of our community.
We've been at SEC for a year now, and at the other church we were at, we really enjoyed it, but we were praying to be involved more and praying that God would put us somewhere to be used. And we came over to SEC, and almost a couple months later, Pastor Kenny asked us to be involved in VBS, and we just felt like that was an answered prayer. And we had so much fun, and our kids loved it, and we just saw the impact it had on families, and it really lit a fire in us again in what we were praying for.
Yeah, it's with a smaller church, is a lot smaller than what we're used to or where we came from. So I mean, serving in the kids and actually getting to know, not having so many, but getting to know each kid individual really is a blessing to us to be able to see what they're learning and see what God has done for them, and just in our hearts we just know it's where we're supposed to be.
I've been parents for about 3 years now. We've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and the importance of South Kids has just been right at the top of our priorities when it came to choosing a church and to being active in a church, because it's just important to us to be able to grow our children in this type of setting with other believers, and to be able to teach them from a really early age the importance of Christ in their lives. And we believe that South Kids is a great place for them to be able to do that, and to be involved serving in South Kids is a great way to get in there and do it with them, and we've just really enjoyed it here at SCC.
Here at SCC, we love food and we love hanging out, and we do that every single week with our Eat and Greet. We have an amazing team that puts on a buffet of food, and we feed about 80 people every single week. And we're just excited to see that grow next year in 2018. Plus, we've had some great events as well, from our Married Night of Fun to our pizza and caroling. We just enjoy getting together and hanging out with one another and just like creating more of that community that we all know and love. Our Eat and Greet lunch and our events are just not important to me and for our elders and staff, but they're important to you guys as well. So check out some of these stories that you guys shared with me.
The Married Night of Fun was very impactful for us. It was the first date night that we were able to do since our daughter was born, and to be able to do that with together and with other married couples and be able to talk about those types of things that married couples go through, and having a nice dinner together, it was very appreciative that the church would put that on, and it means a lot to us. And they provided childcare and the meal and just being able to spend quality time together.
One of the things I love about our church is that we have Eat and Greet every single Sunday. It's an opportunity to get to know other people, and that's one of my favorite things to do. Something that's pretty special is nobody wants to sit alone, even me, even though I will talk to a brick wall. But every week we get to sit with somebody different. Our family gets to congregate with other people and get to know them, and it's really special for our kids even to meet other kids on a personal level while we just sit here, gab, and fill our bellies. So that's just one of the many things that we love about our church.
Eat and Greet has impacted me in lots of ways and my family. Getting to know the people more, getting to be around them more, getting to understand what family really actually means outside of the home. Helping, sharing, just, being part of them. Being able to serve them and hug them, love them, laugh with them, hear their sorrows, and be able to pray for them, with them, just makes me feel so much better and so happier. My life has changed. I've gotten a lot better outside of the home, outside of the church and in my family home because of this. The Eat and Greet has just impacted my life very strongly. And I love these people here, and I love being with them.
Hi, my name is Dina, and I serve on the Eat and Greet team. And it has been a great pleasure to serve you all. And I have met a lot of people, and our family, has all come together, and, we like serving you guys and making your desserts, and we just think that it's wonderful to get to visit with you guys when you come through the line and say hi. That's just awesome to us. I think that I like the variety of stuff that we have, the foods that we have. I like that, the people come together after church and fellowship, and, you get to talk with people and find out how their week's gone and encourage them for the next week. I just think that's awesome.
So I'm sitting here after church and I'm watching people leave together who have great community together. Man, such a huge part of our church. Well, a lot of that happens at our home plate. You know what our home plate is? It's community groups. Man, people who come and visit you in the hospital, people who have parties, who celebrate your birthday, people who will pray with you at the drop of a message that comes across. Well, a majority of our church are in groups, but man, they have great stories to tell of the experiences that they've had this past year. And we want you to hear these stories.
I think it's just helped us grow spiritually with our relationships with other people, just connecting with them and getting to know people on a spiritual level.
Yeah, and I feel like I've gotten to know more people in the church from it on a much deeper level. And it's also just a great way for us to not be bums and to get out and meet friends and hang out and just have a great time, not just watching Netflix all the time. But it's definitely been good spiritual growth as well, good learning experience, and a lot of people encouraging us with things that we have going on, and we can do the same for them.
We've been coming to community group for a little over
I want you to say who you are.
A year. Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I know who you guys are.
Okay. Anyway, we enjoy coming to it. We have a sense of community and friendship in it, and people that we feel like care for us, and we care for them. And there are people there that if we need something or if they need something, we're there to help and just be there for them.
So our community group has been super impactful on our lives this year. We've had so much going on with our baby turning into a toddler, which is crazy, and Taylor starting residency and his hours being long, and our community group just helps in every way. They always step up if we need a date night on a weeknight or a weekend, and they hold us accountable to make sure that I'm there if he's working so I don't have an excuse, and which has been so great for my spiritual growth. So community group is the best thing that has happened to us this year.